This is episode number 26, Weight Loss Case Study, Cynthia, Nava, Post-Pregnancy. Welcome everybody to another episode here in Weight Loss and Body Toning by Custom Body Fitness. Today we have Cynthia Nava, who came with us and started losing weight. She got very close to tone her body, but the good thing about this interview and this case study is that she came after deliver her baby, and she tells us how difficult it is for women who just deliver to leave their child, and the depression and the hormone imbalance and the things that a woman after delivering have to go through to be able to go and exercise and eat healthy. She also helps us with eating. She talks about her eating, how to eat healthy, and what she was doing to get good results and continue with her goals. So without further introduction, please listen to this great interview. You won't regret. You're gonna get a lot of good information, especially if you are pregnant or you gonna be delivering here soon and you want to lose a lot of weight. This is a good interview, good steps for you to follow. Without any further introduction, let's listen to the interview. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Everybody, thank you for continuing following us. Today we have a special member and a trainer as well, and we want you to know the whole story. We want to see how everything started, and I'm happy and excited to introduce Cynthia Nava. She has been with us less than a year, seeing great results and actually helping us train people, because she's so motivated about the result that she got that she wants to pass the same motivation to other people. So let's introduce Cynthia and let's find out how everything started. Cynthia, welcome.
Hey, Sandro.
Tell me about how everything started. Tell me how you decide to join Custom Body Fitness, and what was the point that you said it's time for me to exercise?
Well, I had a baby, and before I had a baby, I had gained a little weight, but I was always able to manage going up or lowering my own weight, and I knew where was my perfect point for myself. But I knew that once I was going to have a baby, I was not going to be able to control that. So I said, before I got to the point that I did, I was mentally preparing myself and telling myself, you look the way you do right now, but it's okay. You're going to do something about it. You're going to get it done. Don't worry about it. Don't stress it.
That's after your pregnancy.
That was before.
Oh,
yeah.
So the way so you gained some weight, and you say that it's okay because...
Yeah, I'll get it done. It's fine. Like you're gonna be fine. Then I got pregnant, and I wanted to get into weightlifting while I was pregnant. Some people do that. But unfortunately, I was just too lazy, and I didn't do it. I regret not doing it now, but that's how it was. And then I had the kid. You have to wait 40 days after. So I just worked on my eating, and I tried not to eat a lot of junk after I had the kid. And then as the time started getting closer, as the 40 days started getting closer, I would look at myself in the mirror, and I'm pretty sure a lot of women, or maybe people, feel this way. They start looking at themselves in the mirror, and as your body starts to get bigger, you start getting stretch marks in places that you didn't have before, or you start getting fat in places you didn't have before. So I started to see my body the way it was, and my stomach just wasn't shrinking. I mean, it was shrinking, but there was so much fat there that it wasn't going to shrink more than what it could have. And I mentally started preparing myself, and I said, okay, once these 40 days are up, I'm going to go to CBF, and I'm going to start losing a lot of weight, and I'm just going to go and do 100% and go all out. And remember I was helping you with some office work,
Mm-hmm.
and I was helping you do or prepare for the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at it, and I said, well, it's not a bad idea. If I went for 6 weeks straight and I just got it done and over with. You know, you have a newborn son or newborn kid, and it's hard to leave him behind. But sometimes you have to keep in mind that your health is important. And not only did I not look good, but I didn't feel good. I was like, I really was going into depression. And a lot of women feel like that.
I think that's a key point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it's after they have a kid, they really do feel like it's because it's like a whole nother thing, you know. And I'm pretty sure a lot of women out there are gonna know what I'm talking about, but it's really hard. So my mom was there constantly telling me, no, Cynthia, you can be fine, but you gotta put a lot of positivity in your mind. You just have so many hormones everywhere that it's just hard to control. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna let him be for 6 weeks straight, and I went ahead and did the challenge, and I lost a lot of weight.
So it was difficult for you to leave your kids, to your son with your mom or your husband,
Mm-hmm.
leave him like you had that attachment problem with your son, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then you understand you needed to do something, and you needed to. It's okay if he stays 2 hours at the house with somebody else.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that a lot of people have to keep this in mind, that if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it now. If you're gonna wait until they get old, you're never gonna do it. Because by the time that happens, you're used to your body. And you're okay with it, you know?
It makes sense.
So you have to do it right when you
like
feel
the
that
frog
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get accustomed to the temperature of the water, and when you don't notice, you are dead.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that. So, yeah, and then I lost a lot of weight, and I said, this is good, but I still wasn't at where I needed to be, so I continued going. And when I went to the challenge, I saw a lot of women there that looked really good. And I said, okay, well, this looks like it works. It worked for me. It's going to work. You're going to do it. You're going to be fine. When you first walk into the gym, you don't want to do anything, you know. It's hard. You say, I want to quit.
Okay, go ahead.
Done, and I can't do this. But everybody tells you, just go for a full week, and after the first week,
Cynthia. It takes time.
so I waited till the first week, and that's done. You just got to do it step by step.
time.
Get it done, get it done, get it done. And even till this day, I sometimes don't feel like working out. You know, that's just how it is. But if you tell yourself you're going to do it, you just get it done. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's because you have to go do this. And I'm like, Sandra, I got to go somewhere. No, Cynthia, you should work out. Okay, I'll work out. And you got a point, you know, just show up, do it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that sometimes I notice with you and a lot of people is that like they focus so much on the results that other people are getting that you get desperate and you want to get there right away. And even though you push hard, because you do push hard, you want to get those results. Like, I want a bigger butt, and I want it now. I want to be skinny, and I want it out, right? And then you get desperate because you notice that you know that it's working, but you want it to work faster. So how do you handle that? How do you handle the fact that you know that the effort that you put in is not gonna be for 1 week, for 1 month. It's gonna be an effort that you're gonna keep for years?
Well, everything. If I wanted something easy, or the people that are here wanted something easy, they would go get a surgery. But they know that there's risk behind that maybe it's not healthy, that or sometimes they just want to do it. I mean, personally, I want to do it because if I get to the point where when I get to that point, I want to know, and I want people to know that it was because of my effort. Because it takes a lot of effort to do it. Like you said, it takes a lot of effort to get to the spot you're at. It takes a lot of time. But then again, I am a very realistic person. And honestly, Sandro, I haven't been pushing it that far. I haven't been pushing my body enough for me to get those results faster. And I know that. So when I went straight for 6 weeks, I got results like this. But because I was going 5 times a week, I was eating really clean, and I was doing cardio every day. And, but right now I'm going a little bit less. I'm not doing as much cardio. I'm eating as good as I can, but sometimes I slip here and there. And you have to compare one thing with another.
So you're realistic. You know, like, that's what I believe that we all know when we're doing, when we're pushing, when we're getting out of the comfort zone and getting those results, and when we're slacking, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about so far, because you have gotten results. You can still get more because that's what you want. Tell me, what do you think are the things that are helping you not going back to who you used to be? The person that used to be 15, 20 pounds heavier. So you're doing a couple of things right now that keep maintaining the person, the new person that is 15, 20 pounds lighter. What are the things that you're doing, that you're doing regularly?
As I tell some people that I train, the first thing is showing up. You have to get yourself there. Because if you don't get yourself there, you're never going to do it. You don't do it for that day. You miss that day. But
and it's gone.
And it's gone, yeah. But if you show up, and then you still don't want to do it. Sometimes you don't. Realistic. I'm not saying this happens to me all the time. Sometimes I go in there and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a nicer back, and I start pulling. But sometimes you just don't want to go. And when you get there, you don't have any other choice but to do it at that point. And then once you're doing it, you want to give up halfway, but then you're like, but I'm already halfway. So then you have to finish it. So I think that if you go through those steps, that's one thing. And then eating. No chips. I actually went to the store the other day and there was like vegetable chips. I didn't grab them, but it's just weird how some people, I read a book once. It was actually written by you.
You're so funny.
No, but it talks about different type of professionals and how some professionals want to help you and some professionals just want your money. And I was like, it's just crazy how people will invent new things to make you think you're eating healthier, but you're not, Just chips with vegetables, So, no chips, no soda. I actually started buying more organic. I did before, but now I try to keep everything organic. I know sometimes it's a little bit more, but
more money.
Yeah, more money. But as you say in your book, would I rather eat food or would I rather eat processed food? And the difference between processed food and organic food is that processed food just has so many chemicals in it that it's not even real food anymore. And I have a baby and I don't want to give him a bunch of chemicals. I want to give him real food, So organic really helps a lot. As you said in your book again, I know, sorry, but I learned a lot from it. It talks about how there was a couple of researches done, and some people that were eating organically switched to processed food, and they instantly started gaining a lot of weight, and they started getting a lot of diseases. And as soon as they switched back to the original organic food, all those diseases started going away. And that's very important.
to eat healthy,
Yeah.
which is organic, real food, not processed foods.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the things that you are sustaining right now, which is eating organic, right? That's what, no eating processed food, that's eating clean. That's something that you're continue doing. What else you continue doing?
I stopped doing fast food about, I'd say like 9 months ago or something. I completely stopped fast food. I tried it 4 months ago, I'm not gonna lie to you, and it wasn't the same.
You feel the difference?
Yeah, you could literally taste the chemical in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so no fast food. I know sometimes we're in a hurry, but I prefer going into a store and buying one of those organic shakes or something. And
Fruit. I like to get fruit.
or a banana.
Okay. So let's relate to the people who are pregnant, to the ladies that are pregnant, or to ladies that post pregnancy. Let's talk a little bit about what do you think they're stopping them? What do you think they want to start doing something? What do you think they're afraid of?
It's a lot of stuff, Sandra. It's a lot of mental. It's a lot of physical. Mentally, you don't want to leave your child at all. Some women can, if you can, go for it. Like, I don't know, like, go for it. There should be nothing stopping you at that point. Another thing is that your hormones are everywhere. Your body has changed. And I really, like, I had the most positive mind as I could, but you have that little monster in the back, and that's just telling you, you can't do it. You don't want to do it. You don't want to get up in the morning because you're tired from feeding your child all night. And then some women have to work the next day, and they're just tired and they can't do it, and they're stressed because sometimes they don't know what their kid wants, and it's just a whole nine thing, your mind is so stressed. So stressed, you got hormones everywhere that don't let you think, and your body's hurting. Your body is going back, it's shrinking back to where it was before. I'm gonna say this because I want this to be as raw as it can be, because this is realistically how it is. You're bleeding for a while, and you're bleeding. Some people bleed for more than a month, and you don't want to go work out when your body is injured, and it's just a lot of that stuff.
So you have a lot of things against you.
You feel like the world's against you.
You have your mentality, you have your hormones, you have physical things such as bleeding, your body's hurting, plus the attachment with your kid. So you have everything against you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's difficult for a woman to start exercising and doing something at that period.
Yeah.
And you already told me a little bit about it, but what was the turning point that you said, I'm going to fight against all this?
I would say use your child as a tool, and say the way that he or she makes you weak, you should use that to make yourself strong. You just gotta look at your child and say, I'm gonna look, I'm gonna feel, and I'm gonna sleep good from now on.
So you need to do something about it. You probably, please let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm putting words on your mouth. But you at one point said, if I don't do something, my life is gonna continue like this.
Yeah.
So you knew that you needed to do something to get out of there, and you're finally out. So it's not easy. It's not easy. I can't relate because I've never been pregnant, right? But I try to understand how difficult it is.
Well, have you ever been depressed in your life?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it feels.
Mentally, but all the pains that you're going through and etc. That's what I mean, that you have everything against you.
Yeah.
That's very impressive, and that's That's to admire a woman that they have been pregnant and give to birth and continue working and exercising is to admire because it's not something easy to do. And now, I mean, this is the first time that I interview somebody who is exercising as after post pregnancy, and I understand a little bit how difficult it could be to get back in your shoes and exercise and go on with your life again after delivering. When you're lifting weights and you know they're easy, for example, the other day that I told you that if you want your butt to look better, to do jumping lunges, that was a challenge for you. What do you tell yourself when you're lifting those heavy weights? And it hurts because you also helped me train our members here at Custom Body Fitness. You know how people complain that this hurt, this is not feeling good, I need a break, I can't do this, and things like that. You know there is the mental state that tell themselves those things, which is true. I'm not saying they're not hurting, they're not tired and things like that, but the more you tell yourself and the more limitations you put, the more difficult it's gonna get. And if you fight it, you still put the same energy, but you're gonna get better results and you feel better when you fight it. What do you tell yourself when you exercising and it's difficult?
Well, Sandra, right now my butt is starting to get there a little bit. It's not there, but it's starting to get there. But when I was completely flat, I would just go to the side and I look at myself in the mirror, look at my butt, and look at myself and say, do you want a butt or do you not want a butt? And then I would do the exercise. And now that I'm getting there, I understand that lo bueno cuesta. You know, like if you want something, if even something simple as a car, a purse, shoes, a watch, a phone, if you want something good, it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's not going to cost you any regular money. It's going to cost you more money. And maybe some people that doesn't hurt to give that money out, but whether it was easy or not to give that money out, you still had to work for that money. And you had to put in hours or you had to put in time or whatever and effort to get that money. So it's not easy to go buy an expensive purse or expensive car or whatever. And that's exactly how it is with exercising. The most difficult things are probably going to give you the best results. So when you told me that and you said, you should do jumping lunges, they're better for you and blah, blah, blah. I said, those hurt, but he's got a point. Nobody wants to do them. I don't want to do them. And they're the ones that take the most effort, but they're probably going to give me the best results. So
you think about the results.
Yeah.
And that's why you love it when you do it.
I didn't say I love doing them.
Okay. So let's talk about let's anything. Now that you're training and you're starting to know people and how you can motivate them to get results, what would you recommend? And also because you're on the same journey. I mean, the reason why we can help people is because we are on the same journey. We are in the same boat. But some of us, we have overcome some limitations. We still have other limitations to overcome. And we can see, like yesterday I was talking, not today, this morning I was talking to one of our members that she said that she has a friend and the friend is a very successful lady and she wants her to learn how to live a better life. And she said, our member said that her friend, successful woman, said that she's very nice. And I said, the reason why she's telling you that you can have a better life is because she has a better life. And she wants you to see that it's possible for you to have a better life. That's the reason why it's helping you and telling you to read and do those things. It's the same with us. We have overcome those things and we know our members can overcome and they can have that nice toned body, lose the way they want to lose, right? And therefore that's what we can pass them to them. We can help them. What would you recommend to them? What would you tell them? What was your best advice for them to get the best results?
I had it on my tip of my tongue. I want them to know that everybody in their life has problems. And that it was never easy for anybody. And that the first day that they stepped into the gym, they didn't want to do anything. And it wasn't easy for them to do it. What I suggest they do is that they show up. One, they show up. And two, they leave their problems at home or wherever they need to be. And if they're mad about something or they're stressed out about something, take it out on the weight. I understand life happens and you're worried. Say you're worried about something. Take it out on the weight. Let it all out. Like, this isn't just for you to tone your body or whatever. It's for you to also get all your anger out and let all that energy that you have stored inside yourself out. And I just want them to know that if they see us in the position we are, or they see somebody that looks really, really toned or really buff, I want them to know that they didn't just get there overnight. That it's not easy. It never was. It still isn't. When I'm pulling weights, it's not easy. But you do it, And I just want them to know that someday it's going to be easy. That weight that they're doing, someday it's going to be easy, and someday they're going to get to the point where they're at. They just got to calm, let it out on the gym, and just continue coming. Try to keep that going and try to eat cleaner. I know it's hard, but it's worth it. It really is worth it. It makes a big difference. Even if 1 month you stop drinking soda, and the next month you stop eating, chips, and you started eliminating it slowly, that would just be a step closer to it.
Go ahead. I think you're not the only one learning here. I think Cynthia did remind me that exercise does help you to get all that negative energy that you have in. If you just come and get that energy out and do your best, when you complain and you don't push, you don't get the energy out. It's still there. But when you just get it out and know that everything is going to be okay, I think you feel better. I think Cynthia has a great point there. And second thing is, things don't happen overnight. The person who seemed very toned didn't happen overnight. It put a lot of effort. And like you said, when it comes to the point that the way is going to be easier, but it's actually never really to the point that it's easy, right? But it's fulfilling. It's where you're happy with the results, right? Anything else you want to add?
And just for the people that don't want to get toned, we do have people that are older that come here, and I noticed that they went from not being able to, pick something off the floor to being able to squat down. And so not only is it good for your mental health or your physical health, but it also helps you when you're lifting some weights, like let's say step-ups. Not only will that help you tone your body, but when you go out on the bike, it's easier to go up the hill than it was before. So it makes your everyday life easier too. When I pick up my baby now, it's easy to pick him up with the whole car seat than it was the first day when I picked him up. So.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Just putting it out there. I don't know.
That's great, Cynthia. I really appreciate it. You're the best. Thank you so much, everybody, for following us. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you're getting a lot of information out of this. Remember, we do this for you. We want you to be successful everywhere, including on your fitness. So we're here to help. And Cynthia, you're the best. You really are. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time in the next video. Thank you. So let's summarize the interview. Here are the important points that I think you should take into consideration so you can apply in your life. You have to keep in mind that your health is important. That's very simple, right? If you lose your health, it's gonna be very difficult for you to focus on any other area of your life. So it's important that you keep that in mind. Your health is important. If you're gonna do it now. Don't do it later. You're gonna get accustomed to your body. You're gonna get accustomed to being lazy. You're gonna get accustomed to your bad habits, and you're gonna suffer the consequences of that because you're gonna get accustomed to it. Remember, you have tolerance. Your body's gonna tolerate the way you live in. If you want to improve your life, take action now. The difference between processed food and organic foods. Processed foods has a lot of chemicals, and they do contribute with diseases. Get this correct. It does contribute with diseases, and if you want to avoid disease and you want to be healthy, start choosing healthy foods such as organic. Next point is the most difficult things are probably going to give you the best results. So don't avoid the difficult things. Don't avoid eating healthy. Don't avoid exercising. Don't avoid the difficult exercises within your exercise. Don't avoid doing the meditation. Don't avoid the argument. If it's an argument that is going to give you results, if you don't argue just for arguing, what I'm trying to tell you with this is because some arguments are difficult. For example, if you need to take care of your health and you argue with your husband or your wife about buying food and saving a couple pennies, you must win the argument because it's your health and you need to spend the money on your health. So once again, the argument is going to be difficult, and the reason why, because you want to avoid the argument. But sometimes these kind of arguments are good to confront. If it's something trivial, avoid it. So remember, with the exercise as well, jumping lunges, squats, the difficult exercises are the ones that you want to be doing, not the easy stuff. Okay, so the most difficult things are probably going to give you the best results. It was never easy for anybody, right? So keep that in mind. People who are toned, people who are in shape, that it was never easy. Don't you think they had it easy? They went through the same struggles that you're going right now. So just keep doing what you're doing with your eating and your exercise. Even though it's difficult, at one point you're gonna achieve your goal. People didn't get there overnight. Think about that. Just like the last point, you need to invest time and effort. So be patient. And the last point that I think is important is for people who don't want to don't want to tone your body, or even if you do want to tone your body, exercise is gonna make your life easier, a lot easier. So if you want to tone your body, don't want to tone your body, whatever you want to do, just exercise, because it's gonna make your tasks in life easier, any physical task. So there you have it. That's the summary. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll be tuning in the next one. So stay with us, and I'll talk to you then. Remember to stay healthy mentally and physically.